Welcome to Garage Shakes. If you're new around here, you're a Detroit Lions fan, a Michigan football fan, do me a huge favor. Hit that like, follow, subscribe button. Hop in the comment section down below. We try to get new content out to you guys every week. After taking a break here for a little while, we are definitely back. And Lions fans, this is an incredibly exciting time. Michigan Lions are set to host the Commanders here at Ford Field Saturday night. It's going to be absolutely electric in there. And I mean, the vibes around this entire city, man, is absolutely insane. It unites people. It brings people together. Heck, Brant, the Lions being good have made the Red Wings better, the Pistons better, the Tigers better. I mean, what is it? Like this team, it's like the Dan Campbell, Brad Holmes effect around here is absolutely incredible. And while vibes are incredibly high, and we can talk that specific game here in just a second, Brant, I need to know your thoughts on one thing, and not to be the doom and gloom here before the playoffs even start for the Lions, but if the Lions don't get it done, whether that be against the Commanders or whether that be in the NFC Championship game, the winner of the Eagles and Rams, or a loss in the Super Bowl, if they don't win the Super Bowl this year, is it a bust of a season? Why or why not?
Dave, I don't think it's a bust of a season if they get to the Super Bowl and lose. You get to the game, anything can happen. Fluky stuff happens, roughing stuff happens, weird fumble stuff happens. I just think that if you put yourself in that position, Detroit as a city will feel like 50, 60 years of weight lifted off those shoulders. You know what I mean? Sorry, probably 80 years coming off those shoulders. And it's just like these fans deserve this. Like they need to see this, Dave. So if they do not make it to the Super Bowl, I think it's a major bust of a season. I don't think the players should necessarily feel that on them, but I think the city as a whole is going to view that as a bust, Dave. And that's just it's a lot of pressure, but I think this team is built for it. And I think Dan Campbell loves that. He wants it to be known, hey, it's Super Bowl or bust. And he's not feeling Super Bowl contenders. Like he's thinking Super Bowl winner, Dave. He's not going to the game to show up. He's going to the game to show out. So I think that when you look at dudes like Jared Goff and Jameer Gibbs and what they've done over these injuries, and those two have just been so in sync and running this offense, and they they can all. I think they're going to score a high number on the Commanders, Dave. I've looked at the over under. It's sitting at 55.5 right now. I feel very comfortable thinking the Lions are going to put up 42 on this Commanders team. I feel very comfortable in saying that. I do think that it would be a bust, though, if they do not make it to the Super Bowl.
We have to remember, almost a year ago when the Lions were so close to making the Super Bowl, and then obviously the wheels came off against the 49ers, and the rest is history. But Dan Campbell sat and said at his presser, we may not get back here again. It is hard to win in this league, and everybody is coming for us from this point forward. And to his credit, to the Lions' credit, they just went out and had like the best season in franchise history and locked up the number one seed. And they are right back where their goals were set. They locked that first round bye. They win against the Commanders. They're right back. One game. You win one game at home against the Commanders, you're right back to where you were last year. And I think they're going to get it right. I think that the Lions are destined to, I don't know if they'll be Super Bowl champions, but I think they're destined to make the Super Bowl. To me, this entire season has felt like a revenge tour of some sort. And not that the Lions needed revenge on anybody in particular, but they did. Whether it was the Niners game this year or the game against the Cowboys, where they're just running up the score, like it felt personal this year. And I think that this team is built for something special. I really do feel that way. But I want to dial in here on this Commanders game. Brent, do you have the spread in front of you? I guess let's start there. What's that sitting at?
9.5.
9.5 points. I mean, 9.5 points, you guys, in the NFL, that is a ton of points, let alone in a divisional round of the playoffs. That may tell you everything you need to know. Now, is Vegas always right? No, but they know what they're doing. And that 9.5 points tells me a lot. I think the Lions are going to cover that. I think that I know that everybody's worried about Jane Daniels and him being a mobile quarterback, and he's a great quarterback. Not only, I mean, he's a rookie. He does not play like a rookie in the big moments at the end of a game. Like it's just that guy is built different. But I want to remind people that he is a rookie quarterback, and the Lions were here last year. This entire squad, for the most part, is basically built for this. They've done this before, and so I think they have a huge upper hand when it comes to experience because they've been there before, but they've got to contain Jaden Daniels. They've got to. I mean, the other thing, Brandon. I'm sorry, I'll turn it over to you. Is this Commanders defense? Their biggest weakness is their rush defense. I think they're second or third worst in the NFL. You're going to need Gibbs and David Montgomery to absolutely eat against this defense, and I think that's exactly what they're going to do. Go ahead.
Yeah, Dave. Quick question for you: does Dan Quinn remind you of anybody in particular as a head coach?
Dan Campbell.
Yeah, absolutely. He just
Yeah.
he just has those vibes, and the way that the rate that he goes for it on fourth down is second only to Dan Campbell. So he looks at that and he's going to go for it on fourth down, and I think you might see a couple punts in this game, but probably not many. I absolutely love Dan Quinn, Dave. We talk about him a lot too. He's a fiery guy, and he goes out there to win ball games. And he's got a team right now that's hot. I will say the Commanders are a hot team. And I think they just secured their 13th win, so they're not far behind the Lions on the wins in this league. So they have outside threats you need to worry about. I think the secondary very well could be tested by Jaden Daniels. I know we talk about his running threat. Dave, he's a great passer. He is absolutely a phenomenal passer. He will get it down the field. And the other thing I admire about Jaden Daniels is that guy's a competitor, man. I saw him get blown up against the Buccaneers. He took several shots in that game where I was like, I don't know if he's going to get back up. He bounces right back, and that's a scary thing because if he can get it going on the ground, it can be dangerous. But I think the Lions, at the end of the day, man, too much. That offensive line, not to be messed with. And it's going to show through again here. Detroit has become the most hostile place to play in the NFL, bar none. I will say it. I've been there live. It is absolutely electric. You nailed it in the opening. It's just different down there, man. And I really expect them to cover the spread too, Dave. I like them to win probably by 14 in this game, maybe even 17. Definitely, I think it could be close towards halftime. I think that this thing could be tight. Jared Goff, now would not be a good time for a Jared Goff turnover game. And they've survived a couple of those. That's something that I always kind of have in the back of my mind too, as a Jared Goff, where are you throwing the ball type deal, or can't get rid of it quick enough type deal. So we'll see how it works out, Dave. And I got the Lions covering on this one.
I've got the Lions winning 34-17. I think that they cover, and I think they're going to put on the show that we're all expecting. I really do. I don't have that feeling in my stomach, and hopefully I don't regret saying this, but I don't have this feeling in my stomach that the Lions aren't going to show up. I think that they will be ready. I think they'll put on a show, and I think they're going to show America why they are the Super Bowl favorites right now for a reason. Let us know what you think down low here in the comments. Hit that subscribe button for us. If you're new around here, you're a Lions fan, a Michigan fan, this is what we do every week. But I want to know from you guys, if the Lions don't win the Super Bowl, how do you chalk up the season? Are you okay with it? What does that do heading into next year? So I want to know your thoughts, and I also want to know your thoughts on this Commanders game too. Do you think they win, they cover the spread, and who you think they're going to be taking on, the Rams or the Eagles? Let us know here below. We'll see you guys soon.